Welcome back to A People's Guide to Publishing. I'm Joe Beal, the founder and CEO of Microcosm Publishing and Distribution. I'm also the author of A People's Guide to Publishing, which distills what I've learned from selling millions of books over the past 25 years.
I'm Ellie Blue. I'm the editorial and marketing director here at Microcosm. We are an independent mid-list publisher based in Portland, Oregon, and Cleveland, Ohio. We have over 700 books, over 25 employees, and we make about 40 new books every year. And we distribute thousands of titles from other publishers.
We started this podcast so that we can share what we've learned with newer publishers so that you can learn from our mistakes.
Or maybe you just want to understand the publishing industry.
This week, we are going to address a bit of, last year's news. And that news is, it was revealed, and I don't know, the validity of these sources, but it was widely touted that 4% of books sold are because of TikTok.
Whoa! Booktok is a real force of nature. And are they all by Colleen Hoover, or just 90% of them?
3 out of the 4%, but
Oh man, that's so wild.
I want to say this has been an issue since I started publishing in 96, is that people frequently will be like, oh, young people don't read, or one day people won't care about books anymore, or no one's willing to pay for books, or everybody's going to read ebooks, and the reality is people want the same paper books, and young people have always been enthusiastic about books that aren't terrible.
And who doesn't love to film themselves reading a book and crying?
Well, that's new. That part did not exist in the 90s, or even 3 or 4 years ago.
I'm trying to get our social media team on board with this trend, but so far no takers.
I know some takers. But, so, you really want to look at, this is interesting and notable, but it's really not a shift. This is just, how people are discovering specific books. And I think it's for most people, the book is about the emotional connection. It's about that is the payoff, especially in the cases of a lot of fiction. It's about your feelings being echoed through the book to be oh, somebody gets me, somebody understands what I'm going through, it's cool. But on another level, it's there's a lot going on, so you want to be oh, will my book get on TikTok, is sort of the question that I would see somebody asking.
Is that one we're supposed to answer right now?
I'm sure, or maybe we could walk them through it.
I mean, we're not experts in the field of TikTok. We've posted 5 TikToks.
Well, by 10 by now, but anyway.
6.
Well, by the time this comes out.
I edited one, it was kind of complicated.
We'll probably be up to 20 by the time this actually comes out.
Your book, I feel TikTok is it's a little hard to have discoverability for non-bestsellers.
Yeah. I know, I do feel whenever I've contacted a Booktok person and been hi, you seem to feature books like mine, and I thought you might be interested, can I send you some books? No response.
And a lot of the larger publishing companies have budgets to pay people on TikTok to feature their books, so that's part of it. But still, I don't know if that's even enough to make it big on TikTok.
Right. And it does seem a lot of it, it's anything that's authentic. It's about the fact that the person actually likes the thing. So that's what's really making it work, is that so the big factor of the last few years is that even bookstore employees are seen as a less than credible source on book recommendations, when they should be, I don't know, the most credible.
Some of them are really good at TikTok though. And they're the ones that are actually doing a good job getting out the books, word about the books that you might not otherwise have heard of.
It's true. So something like Booktok is seen as authentic because it's oh, okay, this person is literally crying about how much they like this beach read. So you want to be oh, they mean it, I can see the authenticity in their communication. So, think about it from that point outward, to be okay, if that's what people are going for, how do I do that? How do who would be interested in what I'm doing in that vein.
I look for book recommendations on TikTok. I can't lie, I'm one of those people. And what I look for is, first of all, I look for people who recommend books I like, and then I watch more of their Booktoks to see if they recommend other books I like, and then if they recommend enough books I like, then I'll see what else they recommend.
You are a 4%er, I should have known.
I know, right? And then I get it out of the library.
We're a divided publishing house.
We are. All right, 96%er. But then the other way I use it is through hashtags, or I guess TikTok's algorithm almost makes it so you don't need to use hashtags, but identity-based books. I like queer books. I like cozy fantasies. I like nonfiction books that will teach me something I didn't know before. And those if I can, I'm working on training the algorithm to recommend that kind of book to me.
Oh, interesting. Right. So
and that's why when we post things, hashtags are so important. We posted about the autism FAQ, which Joe co-wrote with Dr. Faith, and we put a bunch of hashtags that were actually autistic, autism, etc. And that one got some views. I don't know if it sold any books.
We'll see.
It does not seem to have reached viral success. We haven't sold millions of copies
yet.
Yeah. That is the optimism I count on you for.
There's always the future. But it is, and it is an interesting, I guess I don't trust anybody is the real bottom line here. I literally get most of my book recommendations off of Edelweiss, which is the industry software that literally the publishers copy, and their endorsements are the only thing listing it, as well as the cover. And then I'll be like, oh, that looks like something I would enjoy.
Worst social media ever.
I know, it's and nobody, and then the only people chiming in are the account buyers being try to, or pass, or, it's they're not ringing endorsements, But, it's the level of skepticism I'm comfortable with. Booktok just, and the kind of books that are represented and endorsed on Booktok just aren't really for me.
No, they're really
much
not.
More of a nonfiction, tell me about this obscure piece of history kind of book.
Yeah, Booktok is very fiction, pro-fiction.
Lies, all lies.
Thanks for joining us once again.
Please send your questions to podcast@microcosmpublishing.com so we can answer them on future episodes.
And please give us 5 stars on iTunes and everywhere else that podcasts are reviewed.
You can find us on the internet at microcosm.pub,
on Twitter at Microcosm,
on Facebook at Microcosm Publishing,
on Instagram at Microcosm_pub,
and here in Portland, Oregon on North Williams Avenue.
Thank you so much.
Have a wonderful week.